than to...
I'm talking, and I'm not listening!
So what's the deal with airplane food?
Ha ha ha! Oh my goodness! All right, I'm ready.
Good old Seinfeld intro.
Oh yeah.
Bow, bow. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
If anybody ever wonders what we're doing when we start these, this is, I feel like, a pretty good indication of the level of stupid that we get.
It's definitely good. Definitely good indication of the level of stupid we get ourselves into before.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
Just mindless fucking scatting into the Seinfeld theme. I'm surprised there weren't air horns involved. To be honest, no, it's because Al's not here. If Al was here, there would be a pew, 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 pew in the background.
You know what? Thinking of Seinfeld. Thinking of old shows. We have a Frasier like sequel. Why has there not been a Seinfeld sequel?
Well, I think that's just because Seinfeld was really funny in the 90s because his style of like comedy by being kind of a little bit of a dickhead, you know, has just kind of fallen by the wayside. It's not really popular for like our generation for the most part. Even though I love Seinfeld, I feel like most people in our generation probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was one of those things where it was timeless, but it wouldn't work again.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, I did see an article where there was a roast going on, and Kim Kardashian walked up, and she didn't even get to say anything. People started booing before she even said anything. A fucking burn.
Oh my god!
Fucking burn.
You know what? Can you blame him? It's fucking
Not
Kim
really.
Kardashian, dog.
It's
That literally
Kim
that
fucking
woman's
Kardashian.
famous because her coochie stank. You know?
It stank.
It stank. She got famous for like getting railed, and not even in like the cool porn actress way or like the cool adult film star way. It was like a homemade video, and people were like, "Damn, that's a fat ass. Make that bitch famous." And she's had bad opinions ever since.
Fair enough. Hey, welcome everybody to welcome to TARDIS Talk.
Don't worry about this.
I'm leaving that entire thing in. I'm leaving the entire thing in.
Oh no!
I'm Josh.
Man.
That's my man Daz. How you doing, boy?
Hey, what's going on? I'm Daz, purveyor of bad takes, but you know, I'm here.
Bet. I feel that. So yeah, welcome back to TARDIS Talk, our Doctor Who podcast, where we go through the Doctor Who episodes and give our opinions, give our takes, and just enjoy the episode. Because my man Daz here don't know Doctor Who very well, so we got to get him up to date. Because as of the recording of this episode, which is on May 7th, the new season of Doctor Who is going to be premiering on Friday, May 10th, which, as of the release of this episode, it was yesterday. So I will be letting you guys know my thoughts, my very spoiler-free thoughts, in the next episode of what I think of the first episode of Chutigatwa's first episode of Doctor Who.
Okay, so you heard it here first. Josh and I are going to get locked into a room for the next 3 days and watch every Doctor Who episode and record an episode about every episode of Doctor Who.
Oh, God. So that's got to be like
300 episodes.
All right, so that is one episode a minute, folks. We're just going to do flash episodes.
Don't worry, guys. All right, we're gonna do a lot of illicit substances. So that way we're like fucking the Flash. Our perception's going to be super sonic, and then shortly after, Zeros to Heroes will disband because Josh and I will have had too much interaction for 3 days straight, where we just didn't get to sleep and watch Doctor Who and talked about it.
We may
so you
or
will
may
also
not.
have to slow down the videos by like probably at a 0.25 speed to understand what we're saying.
And we may or may not be skipping episodes here and there while we're doing the coke. Like,
Hey, actually, you guys missed episode 243. Actually, I was on coke, so I don't remember most of those episodes.
I don't remember 243. I
No,
only
plus
remember
cringe, plus you're
247.
bald.
No, it's I'm honestly very much looking forward to this new season with Chitigatwa. I am so hyped for it because he's an amazing actor, and just we need more good Doctor Who seasons to wash out
Also,
the bad taste that we
in
got.
my opinion, we just need maybe like, I don't know, some non-white dude appreciation as the Doctor. I think it'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely.
I just think, like, I really like seeing David Tennant and being like, hey, that guy's just as pale as I am. Dope. But it would be cool if maybe someone who isn't pale as fuck could relate to the Doctor and put themselves in their shoes a little bit. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Like it's possible to write good characters that aren't also pale. But
Yeah.
you know, that's neither here nor there. I want that's okay.
Yeah.
I still
yeah.
love Doctor Who for what it is, and I think a lot of people do too. But I think it would be
definitely.
cool.
Definitely. Oh, by the way, so before we actually get into the episode, I wanted to mention something that I just remembered. That's Doctor Who related. So Doctor Who actually does audiobooks, like tons of audiobooks, and I need to see if I can find it. But there is one that I listened to a while back with Tom Baker. Tom Baker, the fourth Doctor, I do believe, but he did a
Tommy
book.
Bakes.
Yeah. So he did a novel a while back. He was the author, and I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. Scratchman, Doctor Who Scratchman. If you know Tom Baker, you know he's that whimsical, kind of goofy kind of guy. But this puts Tom Baker in
for real, just like me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But this story, Scratchman takes Tom Baker and sets him in a sort of horror / thriller type of story, and it's amazing. So, Doctor Who Scratchman, it is on Audible, or try to find it on the Big Finish, wherever that is. So, yeah,
I don't
that's
know what the fuck that means, but thank you for sponsoring us, the Big Finish. Very cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, I just remembered that I had that in my catalog, so I just want to mention it just because it's a really good
Being able
audiobook.
to tease you a little bit. That's my favorite
Definitely.
thing to do, I think.
All right, so yeah. Anyways, this episode we're going to be talking about series 2, episode 7, "The Idiot's Lantern." Now, Des, my man, do you want to intro this episode? Just explain what happens in the cold opening.
Well, I think the best way to explain the cold open is by reading the text I sent you when I watched it.
Oh my God, yes, please do.
Because as a heads up, Josh and I used to watch these together, but I'm so inconsistent, and God bless Josh for putting up with me, and Al for all intents and purposes. Because like I'll be there at 6, and sometimes I'll be there at 5:50, sometimes I'll be there at 6, and then sometimes I'll have paused it and rewound just for the audacity of what had just happened on screen, and I show up 30 minutes late, like today. Because this episode was a fucking banger. And I think that's really apparent with, in all caps, that opening was so fucking sick. So far, that was my favorite scene. Also, there's like misspelling here all over the place.
Yeah,
this just in: TVs do laser your brain out of your skull. And then I go, also, since when the TARDIS can create fucking Vespas. This is a banger recording without a doubt. So as a TLDR, the opening starts, and there's this kind of like older looking, or there's this dude who looks pretty like standard, and then the TV zaps him and his face turns into a different face, and it's a little spooky. I think it's a pretty succinct explanation.
Yeah, pretty succinct, pretty vague. Just
Well, like I don't want to give away all the secrets, right? Like that's what people are here for. They want to hear the whole episode, but I think my complete lack of understanding of Doctor Who lore and goofiness is what really allows all of this to be so funny, haha.
now, I did want to, because when you sent the Vespa comment, I wanted to comment right away, but I just wanted to save it for the podcast. So the Vespa comment you you sent me. Since when can the TARDIS create fucking Vespas? It's not
Yeah,
that
it's a weird feature.
it's not that the TARDIS creates can create a Vespa out of thin air. The Doctor just has it.
That's even weirder. What
Why?
the fuck
He's
does
a
he need
time
a
traveler.
Vespa for? He has a fucking interdimensional fucking police box that can go anywhere.
Well, if you want to set down your interdimensional time manipulating police box and just roam the city of your own free accord, why would you walk when you can ride a Vespa?
How often are we in modern times?
A
You know,
lot!
Okay,
A lot!
so far, like 4 of the episodes were in modern times. The rest were, or no, 2 really. The rest were either futuristic as fuck or old timey as fuck, or both at the same time, which has been kind of a weird thing to handle. So
I mean, they were shooting for an era where Elvis was still fit.
Oh yeah,
And we got the Queen's coronation, so.
But just in general, this is like I think the second episode of modern era, which what I would consider like the 1900s to like the 2000s.
Yeah.
You know. But it's still weird. It's just a weird hobby for this dude who's been around for centuries to have. Like, there are so many other things you could choose other than a Vespa, and he's like, fuck it, Vespa.
You on my way, doll?
Is there any other way to go, Daddy-O?
The episode begins with the Doctor pulling out a fucking Vespa of the TARDIS. See right there? You see that? TARDIS. Vespa. Tell me that's not goofy. I love it, but it's so goofy. And then we see Rose pull out, and she's kind of got this like 50s bombshell look going on. It's very cute. And they show up in London, which my dumbass, when they said it's like New York but more London-y, I thought maybe it was just New York. Like America had not won the Civil War and it was still Britain. Because to be fair, in Doctor Who, that could totally happen with very little explanation to the viewers. So I just took that as face value, my dumbass. And we see them kind of come up on this family. And do you want to take it from there? You want to talk about the family a little bit?
The family is very, very classic, stereotypical London-y, and where the father is just very tough and very masculine, very misogynistic, and the wife is that doting, sweet mother who's just trying to placate the husband, and the son is very, nah, fuck you, dad. But
Yeah.
they see the Doctor, Rose, and the family come out and see some men in black, as the Doctor says, taking someone away, and they try to chase them. And somehow, I don't know how the Doctor missed it the first time, because he was right behind him, like less than 5 seconds, and the vehicle ran into a building and the doors closed, and the Doctor was right there. How did he not see that?
It. Can I just say, I think that's just David Tennant's level of professionalism. He sees the other dude in the car just really fuck up, and he goes, I'm not going to ruin the shot. It's not going to be me this time. And then they didn't have time to shoot a second one. That's my headcanon. Because this is like early kind of BBC TV station vibes of, oh, fuck, we don't have a budget. So I think that guy fucking up the car, they were like, fuck! That's what I think happened.
Yeah. So the family that we're talking about are the Connollys, and there is something going on with the grandma. So the Doctor, Rose investigate, and this is where we have one of my favorite moments of this episode, because the father, Eddie Connolly, is telling the wife, Rita, to hang up the flags because it's the coronation week and the Doctor is trying to pass as someone important, as like a lawman. So he was trying to get the Connollys to impress him, basically, try to intimidate him.
He was doing his classic Doctor.
It's classic Doctor,
You
yeah,
know, where he
with the psychic paper. Love the classic psychic paper.
Oh my god. I just love that the Doctor always knows exactly how to worm his way into someone's head and get them to give him information that he really shouldn't.
Absolutely. So, my favorite bit of this particular scene is the father, Eddie Connolly, is saying some shit. The Doctor is also saying some shit, and they basically get into a row. They get into a bit of a fight or an argument, a tussle, really. No hands were thrown, sadly, but that'll be later. That'll be
I
later.
was about to say, just give it some time. It's okay,
Give it some
guys.
time.
Don't worry.
Time. The Doctor, really fed up with this dude, basically tells him, "Yo, fuck you. I'm not listening to you. Get your hands off me. Get to work. Put up the flags. Because your wife here, she doesn't need to do them. You got big fat hands. Do it yourself."
Yeah, he's like, what? Is the queen not important to you? Isn't she the queen of the household? Shouldn't the man be doing this work? And somehow he gets this masculine-ass dude from the 50s to do it, which I think is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Definitely hilarious. Because it just puts him in his place. Ha! Gender roles reversed. Equality. Oh, yeah. Bitch!
Cringe lords slain. At least for the moment.
Rip.
But shortly after, we get to this kind of point of, I would say, contention. Where the fast talking starts to degrade. And as the Doctor is getting information out of the wife, the husband realizes, wait a second, I've been had. And he's like, I don't give a damn who you are. Like, you come into my house, you tell me what to do, you tell my wife what to do. We are patriots. We're not going to deal with your horse shit. Get out of my house. And then...
you shut up.
Oh, yeah. And then shortly after that, would you like to talk about the 1-2?
So yeah, the husband's like, "You shut up, get out of my house," and the Doctor's like, "I'm not listening to you." And right after that, we go upstairs because there's something going on with Grandma. They find out that she has no face for some ass reason.
No face, no case. Sorry.
No face, no case, boy. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. And then, out of nowhere, the men in black come knocking down the door, taking the grandma, and one of them actually gives the Doctor a right hook.
Yeah, the Doctor goes, "Hey, I've got 3 good reasons why you shouldn't do that." And he goes, "Number 1, thump." Fucking laid out like a light. Oh, such a good scene. I think it's honestly nice to see the Doctor's fast talking not go so well. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
So the Doctor, once he wakes up, because Rose is just beating his face, "Wake up, wake up, wake up!" He runs after.
Shout out Rose for not having any good, at all amount of skills for first aid, because she just decides, oh yes, the best way to get the Doctor, an interdimensional, immortal celestial being, to wake up is to just slap the fuck out of him. Like, that worked in the first episode. No, yes, bitch, it didn't work then, and it's not going to work now.
But yeah, then we get our second chase scene with the Doctor and the Men in Black. Doctor finally figures out what's going on with the disappearing act. And lo and behold, he finds everyone that they have been kidnapping and that don't have a face. And funny enough, they're not just Men in Black. They're actual DCIs. They're actual detectives who've just been doing their job. They're not bad guys. They're just guys who want to help and don't know what to do.
Yeah, I was about to say, and when you look at it from their perspective, can you blame them? Because you've got people with no fucking faces all of the sudden, which is weird, right? And you don't want the public freaking out on mass panic, so of course you're going to take them. And you're going to be like, damn, how do I keep more people from becoming Slender Man? You know?
Yeah.
Blame them?
They don't know what to do. So the Doctor basically reverses their interrogation tactics on the detectives and says, "Tell me what you know. Let's get at it."
He said, "Let's collab."
Let's collab.
You guys want to do a quick collab?
I'll pay you an exposure.
Oh, good lord! You know what? I'll expose myself to David Tennant any day. Hey! Don't take that. This is not legitimate. Please, David Tennant, don't send me mean things in the mail. Thank you. Wow.
Just a cheeky little picture.
It was just a little joke. It's just a little itty bitty of a joke. But if you want to send me, no, I'm just kidding. Okay.
I do have to credit Rose in this episode because despite being in it for only half the episode, she did some solid detective work in this.
She did, but then she did the classic Rose thing where she takes 2 good steps and then takes 8 steps backwards. So you're right, she does do some good detective work and she's kind of hunting down leads, right? But instead of, going, wow, this is getting kind of dangerous and maybe I should go report what I've found to the doctor, she doesn't tell the doctor where she's going. And on top of that, goes to the sketchy dude who's been selling TVs for $5 fucking quid. Back in the 50s, that's like $20, right?
Very inexpensive.
Yeah, like that's weird, right? Very strange. So
back in those days, they were very expensive and hard to find.
Oh yeah, like he's undervaluing these by an unreasonable amount. So of course, Rose goes, interesting, and goes and investigates it without anybody's knowing, anybody's wherewithal. Sees this fella. He's giving her weird vibes. He's really trying to get her out of the store before it closes, almost like he feels guilty about something. And instead of just taking the hint and leaving, while she still can, she pushes it. Like usual. It almost fucking dies. This dumb bitch.
She's such a dumb bitch.
We are not amused. I'll tell you that much. Goddamn.
I do have to
All
give.
we do is save you.
I do got to give credit to The Wire. She did a really good job for a being only living inside a television.
Oh yeah, I mean, The Wire is such a good villain because it hides in plain sight, and it's one of the first villains that we've had that's competent. I think that's what I like so much about it, because I couldn't put my hand on it at first when I was watching this episode, but as we got further in, I realized it's just that this one's not dumb. The Wire understands it's fragile, so it has been having its lackey,
Magpie.
give people TVs on the cheap, and then eating people with the TVs. So if you're wondering, The Wire is our monster of the week that has been zapping people's brains out of their skulls, and their faces.
Performed by the lovely Maureen Lipman.
Oh yeah, and she does a great job. She really hits that transatlantic accent that was very popular back then. If you don't know, that's why all of the Disney princesses sound exactly the same from like the Golden Age of Disney. Back, I guess, the Golden Age, and then you got the Renaissance with all of that because it's for bullshit. But they slowly move away from that accent because that's just what was popular. But she really does that perfectly. And after a while, obviously, the doctor's like, "Where the fuck is Rose? This bitch is probably doing some dumb shit again. Let me figure it out." And do you want to take that from there?
And then they find Rose. And Rose got her face eaten up. So the doctor, in pure doctor fashion, goes full mental and decides, you know what? Nah, fam. I'm not letting this bitch rest. I am going to destroy her fucking world.
Oh, yeah. And who does he bring with him?
He brings Tommy and the detective.
Now, if you remember, Tommy is one of the... I think he's the son of the deadbeat dad.
Yeah,
that we
he's
kind of
Tommy
saw very
Connor.
early. And then we've got the detective who is just one of the guys he fast talked into helping him and is now helping him consistently. I think just because the doctor gets results, really.
Oh yeah, definitely. He won the boys.
Yeah. He was like, this guy's kind of weird. And then he was like, wait a second, this guy's kind of weird, but he's got an lead and I don't have any, so I might as well tag along. So they go snooping.
They go back to the Conleys.
Where do they end up?
They go back to the Conleys. They recruit Tommy, where we learn it turns out that Eddie Connolly, the father, ratted out the location of his grandmother to the detectives and everyone else on the street that got their face eaten up because, hey, he has a reputation to preserve, and
but
that's
apparently
not
not
cool.
a marriage.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, that didn't fly very well with Mrs. Connolly. She just, that not cool. Leave.
Oh yeah, and publicly embarrasses him, by the way, because they're getting ready to watch that coronation of Queen Elizabeth, and this is the 50s when women don't really have that many rights to speak of in the first place, and she publicly embarrasses him and tells him to get the fuck out, and then sits back down and is like, hey, sorry about that, guys. Let's all hang out now. Which I think is so baller.
Such a boss-ass bitch.
Right? She is queen boss pussy shit right there. That's what that is.
Queen boss pussy shit. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I like the storming of the castle. Basically, all of them, the doctor, Tommy, and the detective, stormed Magpie's shop and demanded what's going on. So they got what they wanted. They got results. They got their information, but at a bit of a cost.
They sure did. And the cost was
the detective.
As they get there, I was about to say, Magpie's like, oh, you shouldn't do that. She's gonna be mad. When?
Hungry, feed me.
Powerless without Magpie. Very important to note. This thing would not be able to really feed effectively without a assistant. And Magpie just really volunteers for the role, which is wacky to me. And
more like voluntold.
I mean, I guess, but like all she did was take his face, and in my opinion, the face that he had and the face that he ends up with is really not that different. You know? Yeah. Like, just shave and you look fine. But at any rate, they all get zapped, including the doctor, and the doctor is holding this box and his sonic screwdriver. And as they're all getting zapped, she finishes eating the detective, and then she realizes the doctor is armed. So she quits zapping and says, withdraw! Withdraw! And yeah, literally exactly like that. It's so good. And she's like, Magpie, my little bitch boy, pick up the box and put me in it, you stupid bitch. And sure enough, Magpie goes, yes, Miss Sims, of course. Yes,
by the way, the box is a portable television, first of its kind.
Mm-hmm. And he snags her into it, and goes and waddles off like the penguin. And shortly after, the doctor wakes up with Tommy. And he realizes, oh, fuck, oh, shit, I have given them technology outside of their bounds, which is like also one of the first big no-nos of the Time Lords is not to introduce them to technology that is like way outside of where they're supposed to be. And at the very least, don't leave it there. Mm-hmm. Based on what he tells us at the beginning of the series, at least. Or I guess the beginning of this season.
Yeah.
And he realizes pretty quickly what they're going to do. So would you like to push us into the next scene, sir? Why don't you tell us where they go? So
they go to a giant fucking radio station. And this is also another one of my favorite scenes, or at least another scene that I find really funny, because as the doctor and Tommy are going to the station, to the radio station or just broadcast station, the doctor uses his psychic paper to get into the building, and the guard thinks that he's the King of Belgium or something like that. Which is hilarious.
Oh my god.
Sire, aren't you supposed to be at the coronation? Oh yeah, yes. They've saved me a seat.
It's just peak I at the very least I think I find it charming that when the writers write themselves into a corner, they do at least acknowledge it and just bullshit their way out of it.
Oh yeah,
Right?
definitely
Sometimes
bullshit.
it's a little bit worse than others, like the infamous horse incident. But this one was charming. This one they really hit the nail on the head of, oh fuck, where the fuck do we go from here? And fuck it. You know what? Make the doorman really dumb.
Yeah, seriously, how could you not recognize the King of Belgium?
Oh yeah. I mean, also it feels weird for the King of Belgium to be
There, running
yeah.
around in commoner clothes.
It's slow, but whatever.
Whatever,
We end up
whatever.
the Doctor comes and starts the final showdown.
Now, what the Doctor wants Tommy to do is just wait for his signal, and when the time is right, punch basically punch the big red button to trap the wire in the device the Doctor's created. So honestly, that's really pretty much it. The Doctor climbs the antenna tower. Magpie is vaporized, and the Doctor traps the wire, and we all live happily ever after. Rose is safe. Everyone is freed. All their faces come back, and we get to see Rose convince Tommy to say goodbye or just talk with his father as he's being kicked out of his home.
Because, as a reminder, the Gran owns the house.
The
and the
Grand
wife
does
is
own
kind of pissed. She tells him to hit the road, Jack, and get the fuck out of her house, which I think is amazing. Again, girl queen pussy boss move. Something I want to definitely touch on is I appreciate how intelligent Tommy is, and even the Doctor does, because at first the solution, which was like putting together this little tape recorder jammy out of bits and bobs and ends, doesn't work. And Tommy, within like a minute, realizes, oh, fuse bad. Replaces the fuse, plugs it back in, boom, traps the monster. And the Doctor, as a reward, gives him his Vespa. And I think it's so beautiful because usually the Doctor is very particular about following all of his rules. But this time he just tells him to leave the Vespa in the garage for a few years before he takes it out. And just trusts the kid. And I think that is so indicative of Rose's good effects on the Doctor. Rose has kind of begun to allow the Doctor to be less analytical all the time and be less stringent and just learn to live. And I think this is really shown in the fact that he breaks his own rule a bit, but still breaks it and gives this random kid, this random teenager, something that shouldn't be coming out for probably at least a few years based on what he says.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Vespas were around just yet. So yeah, I mean, give it a couple years, kid.
Type he has. Yeah.
Yeah, give it a couple years, kid. Then use it. You'll be king of the block.
Appropriate age, anyways. Yeah. But I gotta say, overall, as we push over to rating this episode, because we've kind of wrapped it up in a nice little bow for everybody.
Oh yeah.
I think 8 Tommy Connollys out of 10. Great episode. Opener was great. Villain was very fulfilling. Still having some Rose issues where she's just beyond stupid. And she's been really, really quick in other episodes writing-wise. So I think that's the only real detractor from this episode is Rose is an inconsistent character right now. And I think they're just still trying to figure out what they want to do with the character, it feels like, at least.
Yeah.
So they're kind of playing around with how they write her and probably looking at how people react to her as a character, similar to how they do with Ahsoka in Star Wars The Clone Wars animated series, where they kind of play around with how they write with her as a character, and they go, oh, wow, people hate who she is as a character. We don't want to Jar Jar 2.0. And I think that's what they are doing here with Rose. They're playing around with different ideas of how the character acts and how the character reacts to authority figures and things of that nature. And I think they're trying to find their happy medium. Because I gotta say, I'm in love with how much more intelligent Rose was overall in this episode. Because you're right. She doesn't immediately fuck up and then just be this weird, awkward comic. She does make a lot of good choices, but makes some rookie mistakes, even though this is not her first outing. So
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely. Like there are some episodes where Rose is really good, and there are some episodes where Rose is just an idiot. So I mean, it's all ups and downs, hills and whatnot. Like it really just depends on the episode, on the writer. But yeah, like I really enjoyed this episode. It gave us another classic line from the Doctor, like that I'm not listening. But
I also
yeah,
love I have 3 reasons why you shouldn't do this. Number 1.
bam!
Oh, so good. Probably
That
one
was
of my
great.
favorite Doctor Who clips of all time so far. That's like number 3 for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a very fun episode. I'm definitely looking forward to the next two, because the next two are a two-parter story, which, in my opinion, is one of the best of this season, because it's really good. These next two episodes are really good. So yeah, I'm definitely looking
Now,
forward to seeing what you think of this next story coming up.
something I do want to say
Yeah.
is we're going to be doing this as a 2-parter. So we're not going to release them back to back or do like a super long episode. We're just going to do it one a week. So this will be split up into 2 weeks. So if you are watching these as they come out, or listening to us on Spotify or what have you, wherever you listen to your podcasts, let us know what you think. If you would rather us do a 2-parter in one episode, because Josh and I think are kind of split on this, right? Because I really like the weekly format, but Josh is like, hey, these 2-parters kind of go hard if you binge them. But I think it's one of those things where it's hard for me to tell what you guys enjoy more, right? Because I don't mind either way. I just liked how the last episode flowed with the Cybermen being a 2-parter and listening to it back before we opened the second one up. I learned a lot from that. And I think some of these things I'm just going to learn from as we podcast together more. And I think we're going to find our flows and things of that nature. But if the people want it, the people will have it. So let us know. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We watch our DMs, all of us, though. So be careful. If you say some nasty stuff, I will shit in your window. I will do it. All right?
We will put you on blast. Those hands will be hand.
That's true. I will pay for a Twitter X promo to clown your ass. I'll do it. All right?
Man's got that assassin money.
Hey, listen, I don't even have to assassinate you. I'll just socially assassinate you. I'll pay $100 to push it out to 500,000 people. All right? I'll do it. It's really easy and it's really funny. But
yeah, we'll have
shoot us a DM, comment on it.
Yeah,
let us
know what you guys think, what you guys would prefer, because this only comes out on YouTube and Spotify, which is very easy to track. So there's also that little poll questionnaire that Spotify does now with each episode. So I'll make sure that that questionnaire is as related to this topic. So yeah. If you guys are watching on YouTube, we are also on Spotify. Let us know what you guys thought in the comments. If you're watching on, or if you're listening to this on Spotify, give us a rating. It definitely helps us out, and let us know what you guys think in the poll thingy. But yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy. I know both of us did enjoy this. So yeah. Let us know again what you guys thought, and if you guys are watching on YouTube, let me know what you guys thought of the new season with Chutigatwa. I don't know what it's gonna be like, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
Don't ask me though, because although I love that actor, I won't know.
Yeah, and
you can ask, but I'm not going to read it until 6 years from now when we get there.
Yeah, don't watch it until we get there. So we'll see you guys.
Having me.
Yes.
I gotta say, I enjoy recording this podcast every week. I really look forward to this and the patch notes. It's always a good time being able to clown around with you fellas. and I enjoy having the Doctor Who library of gamer over here to inform me about the things I don't understand, and also just have a good time shooting the shit with about these things.
Absolutely.
But I'll catch you guys next week.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys next Saturday. Peace out.
Peace out.